presume as much, but, well, I'll just kind of pause and think for a moment. And, I need a roll understanding of one other person who isn't here right now.
Okay.
So, I need to roll understanding of Naomi. Am I still at... Yeah, I'm still at 3 with her. Why am I not at 4?
The ghost of Naomi appears in your head. Naomi dumps Akira and goes to Rio for the rebound.
Okay.
Feels bad.
6, okay. So, I mean... at the time, Naomi was like, no, don't tell her she got drunk. So, like, if Naomi was consulted about this, would Naomi back up the claim that, oh, you were just tired or something?
Yes.
Does he believe she would? Okay. And I know that Akira will, because Ray just told me.
Ray just told me.
Whoa.
He told me while you were gone, Jess.
Whoa, I told you, but it's not what Rio immediately assume Akira will just say that. I mean, you know. You
can't just assume it anyway.
Don't make your reasoning. I told you.
I want to see a roll there, but...
There
we go.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you know she felt a little bad. She apologized to you for being... if you thought they took it too far, so she'd probably be willing to be like, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for humoring me and not just medicating me.
I mean, I have a +3 when rolling for Akira. I was pretty sure I was going to succeed.
It's fine for you to assume, I just didn't like the reason for the assumption.
Okay. But yeah, and he'll be like, well, I can understand that, but, well, he'll be like, maybe something else happened to affect your condition. You fell asleep very quickly. He'll just kind of pause and go, I suppose I should be thankful that Naomi was sitting next to you, otherwise... he'll just kind of pause. If you had leaned in the opposite direction, it might have been indecent. Because Rio was on her other side. Sleeping on a man would have been something bad.
Like, Katsumi will, like, physically cringe when you say it would be indecent.
I mean, good. That's distracting her.
I see. I was next to Himura-san, then.
And he will nod and go, yes, and, well, Kazehaya-san was also concerned when you were dozing off, but, well, you said you were simply tired, and you would just be a moment. Need a moment to get yourself back together.
I remember feeling distressed beforehand.
And he'll go, such things can affect your constitution. And
she'll be like, truthfully, before I spoke to you, I did speak to Himura-san, and she said the same thing. I know that Himura-san has a tendency for little white lies, but if the both of you are saying the same thing, it must have been an error of judgment on my behalf.
I mean, the guilt Rio feels for telling her yes is less than the guilt he would feel for her being upset at finding out the truth. So he'll go and he'll just kind of nod and go, yes, well, whatever tendency she might have to lie, well, now you understand what happened. I'm sure this will come back later, but that's later.
I see. Well. Right. Well, I suppose I owe you an explanation. This isn't a practice that's well known to the general populace, and unless, of course, you are a member of one of the imperial imperial households. But what I do is purposeful. It has meaning behind it. It's not to do with any self gratification.
Mm,
It is a religious practice.
mm. Okay. So Rio will just kind of go. I'm sure he's smart enough to just go, flagellation.
Yes.
And he'll then just kind of be silent for a moment and say, so it was self-inflicted.
Yes. It allows me the use of my persona.
Dot. And he'll go, allows you the use.
Yes. I understand that we're not in the same homeroom, so we haven't had as many opportunities to bond as you would have your own fellow homeroom classmates. But I suppose you have gathered during your course at the academy due to, well, if only from, well, previously, Reiko's side, that there were those in a part of the students who make their connection with their persona through childhood. And you were there at the time when we had that incident to do with Otohime, so I'm sure that you can put both together.
Rio will nod and not say anything because he's like, yeah, that was when you got your persona, so not childhood. Alright. He'll be like,
In order for Otohime to influence me and vice versa, I needed to take a more literal approach to letting her inside of me. My blood is used as a conduit for her to express her bufu tendencies. That is why I need to create ley lines upon my back, and the greatest way to do this is through the sacrifice of the flesh and the creation of channels. And my back has the largest surface plane area of my body that isn't my chest.
Rio will go, so you need it to have your bond with Otohime.
Yes.
And he'll just kind of be like, I see. Well, the questions that I might want to ask about that seem rather redundant at this point about questioning your commitment. And he'll just kind of be like, but I cannot lie when I say that night, well, being all that blood, I was deeply concerned. It's... He'll just kind of pause and go, it's not something that others want to see someone doing.
And she'll just kind of close her eyes and she'll be like, I have to admit, I have been using that aspect of my body, particularly lately, considering what happened. But, well, That's not really the point, is it? The point is that I gave an explanation for why you saw what you saw, and you do not need to, well, report this to the nurse or anything. As you're quite aware, I was within the nurse's office for her tenure last week. So it is not anything that they would not know about at this point in time.
Yes. He'll just kind of be like, I did realize that they should have known something about that after your stay there. But he'll just kind of be like, still, I suppose it's not something that... Well, he'll just kind of pause and go, well, if I didn't report it when we got back, I'm not sure when I would have. He'll just kind of go, I mean, the fact that you had those on your back, and, well, it's never come up in rumor or in a way that I could hear, means that, well, I assumed that you knew why they were there and had a reason for at least the fact that you weren't getting treatment.
Like I said, it's not something that I do for any other purpose than the one that I stated.
And he'll go and nod, and yes, he doesn't think she's a pervert. And he'll go, I see. Well, then you can consider this a successful talk, then, because I understand what purpose you have for that.
Right. And Rio would notice that he does not sense any, presence from Katsumi at all. Even with his D6 intuition, the fact that he can sense nothing at all is, usually he can sense a little bit around people, especially in the academy, but he's getting nothing at all from him.
That's not good. Area will be like, I suppose I do have a question. Something's troubling me about that. When I came in, you said that the school you felt was the best place to have this talk. And he'll just kind of pause and then go, so if those scars came from flagellation, and you have them so that you can maintain your bond with Otohime, why is the school the most appropriate place and not... He'll just kind of pause and go, your home, implying the temple.
She'll just kind of lower her eyes and she'll be like, it is a technique that is not used because it doesn't have to be used. The fact that I have to resort to these measures to perform at the level that I do is, to be frank, shameful. I would not wish to talk about it in the presence of those who are better than me.
Sorry. He'll be like, I see. That makes sense. And I'm sorry for asking that.
she'll just kind of she'll just kind of shrug it off as if there's not really an answer she can give to your apology, and she'll be like, anyway, that's it.
He'll be like, that's it. Right. And he'll just kind of be like, well, thank you for explaining it, and I won't let anything that you've told me slip out. And if I do, Ona-chan can... he'll just kind of be like, and if I by some accident do, then Ona-chan may handle my punishment. She seems a neutral party.
She'll kind of say, there is something that I have to ask, though.
Yes?
Do you have a medical background?
And he'll be like, no, not particularly. I mean, he'll just kind of be like, nothing that I could use in these days.
She'll just kind of shake her head and she'll be like, whatever the concoction that you used, it had quite the restorative properties.
Oh, and he'll go, so it was useful. I hoped as much. I simply couldn't think of what else I could use immediately to patch up the bleeding scars.
And she'll just kind of shake her head and she'll be like, useful for me, yes, but for your intended purpose, no.
And he'll be like, oh. How were they useful then?
Well, it reinvigorated the tract that I made myself. It felt like it was given a burst of life. It was not an unpleasant sensation.
Oh, boy. And he'll be like, I see. Forgive me, but I'm failing to understand. You said that you were making ley lines to commune with Otohime. What
Yes.
I didn't serve any practical purpose in healing you, but it made you feel more refreshed?
Yes.
And he'll be like, I don't think I fully understand what you mean.
I suppose an analogy will have to substitute its place. If a man runs and he is told to rest, you gave the man something that made him want to run more.
He'll just kind of furrow his brow for a moment and go, I see. He'll just kind of be like, well, I understand that analogy. Something that made you want to pursue your bond with Otohime more.
And she'll be like, when it comes to the practice, it comes through my own diligence. However, in the case of emergency or for maintaining the ley lines, if you are able to recreate whatever solution that you used, I would appreciate it. I would pay you for your services, of course.
No. Yes, I'm aware. And he'll be like quiet for a minute and then go, I see. You realize that puts me in a difficult position. Like I said before, no one who's an outsider who cares even the slightest for another person's well-being would want to see you continue. And yet, simply the fact that you carry out that burden yourself under such strenuous conditions, I find it admirable. I could certainly procure more of the solution, but I'm at a difficult point of deciding if I should, and money isn't the object. And he'll just kind of pause for a moment and then go, so then, might I ask you something of a personal question? It's one that came to mind before when you were speaking, but I wouldn't ask it then because I had no place knowing it. And because your actions already answer it enough, but I would like to hear it.
She'll just kind of close her eyes and she'll hold her hands. And she'll be like, very well, I did ask a favor from you.
And then he'll just kind of go and blatantly say, I mean, as he said before, he expects that her answer is yes, because her own actions prove that. But he'll ask, is Otohime worth it?
That's a foolish question, Ogata-kun.
And he'll go, I just admitted that I already knew that.
Then perhaps voicing it may appease your own troubles.
And he'll just kind of go, yes, I did say that I'd like to hear it.
I will indulge you then. If I had to do it tenfold, I would do so without hesitation.
He'll just kind of pause and go, I see.
That's my life, Ogata-kun. That is what I was brought up around. That is what I believe in. And other people's sense of right and wrong, their morality, I respect it, of course, but in comparison, it's but a shadow.
And just kind of go and say, well, your actions do tell that story. And he'll just kind of go, and considering the position I'm in, I don't have any right to stand in the way of that. He'll just kind of go, if it would help, then we can come to an arrangement for creating the solution.
Right. And speaking on honest terms with one another, I do believe that my father was wrong about you.
He'll go, wrong about me. From the reading.
Yes.
Ah. And he'll go, when he said, he'll just kind of go, there wasn't anything special about my blood.
Exactly. And your solution may be a part of exactly it is. When it comes to the other traditions within Japan, those which has been seen as witchcraft or folklore, it can be a bit of a sore subject to those who have all pledged themselves to a certain cause. We don't officially recognize it as part of our own, but it doesn't mean that we should continue all of the traditional viewpoints within this modern age. We must adapt as times adapt themselves.
You will just kind of smile and go, well, your father said what he thought about my blood. And he'll just kind of pause and go, and through that spoke of my ancestors. I'm glad that myself, can convince you that there's something to me, if they can't.
My father can be quite protective if there is a malevolent spirit within your bloodline, or an honorio. It can be quite troubling to the progeny of that line. Perhaps he thought that your ignorance would protect you rather than reawaken an old evil. She'll smile.
He'll be like, I'm perhaps, but I'm sure there's none of that. If that were the case, would he not try to send me on my way, ignorant though I am, with some kind of charm or protection against such a thing? Your father seems like such a dutiful man. Rio's uncomfortable.
Well, she'll just kind of pause for a moment and she'll think, well, I trusted my father and that his decision he believed was truly the correct one. It's not my place to question him.
And he'll be like, yes, of course, I understand the position. And he'll go, and yet, you feel as though he was wrong about something then, not just me, but something in the reading. That he may have hid some malevolent spirit from me.
Like I said, he does what he believes is right, not only for our family, but for as many people as he can do, even if it means that he must hide things. So, I haven't come across a case of it myself, which is why it took me some time to process, but given your solution, it did resonate with my blood, so there must be something there.
And he'll be like, must be something. I see. Well, if it is only something dangerous, perhaps I'm better off being ignorant. Your father seems like he has quite the remarkable spirit if he's capable of thinking of so many things in the course of his duty. I see where you get it from.
And she'll just kind of, she'll open her eyes and she'll be like, perhaps, but we can have differences of opinion when it comes to my father. Well, perhaps it is because of my gender, but I believe that there can be facilitation for all heirlooms.
And he'll just kind of go, I see. Well, you did say earlier that a bit of a look towards innovation and accepting modern and forgotten advances was a good thing. I am happy if I inspire such a vision in your view on Japan. He'll just kind of go, trying to be as non-committal as possible.
Right, if this solution takes you quite some time to cut, perhaps we can arrange or schedule a meeting if you are willing to go ahead with it. I won't pry further into your family history if you so decide it. I would rather think that it would be something of an interest to you, given given your interest within the temple, but we all have our misgivings.
He'll just kind of go and say, right, well, as satisfied as I was with your father's answer, I'm sure you can understand how these things need time to be thought about. He'll just kind of go and say, for the solution, he'll kind of go and say, it, truth be told, does not take long to prepare, but he'll just kind of pause and then go, but I do need to get things in order before I'm able to, and, well, those conditions aren't here right now.
Right, of course. There are many different rituals and ceremonies one might have to perform, I imagine. Those who conjure it on the spot, well, there was only... And she'll just kind of laugh and she'll be like, not everybody has those kind of abilities anymore.
Rio's going to try to do a fake laugh. Should I roll expression?
Yeah. Do your best Tidus laugh.
Yeah. My best Tita's laugh?
Yeah.
The English or the Japanese one?
The English one.
What the fuck do you think?
Alright. Ha! 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 Yeah. I did it for you. But Rio does it a bit better than that.
Alright. So she'll just kind of nod and she'll be like, I believe our time is up now.
And he'll be like, oh dear, is it? And here I promised Mr. Landon I wouldn't even use the full time.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that there wouldn't be any interference from anybody else.
Go. Well, the teachers at the school can be quite considerate.
And she'll pack her PDA into her bag and she'll lower her head. She'll be like, thank you for helping me to understand the situation more.
Of course, it was no issue.
And I apologize for the distress I might have caused you.
Ah, that is fine, he'll just kind of say. The distress was, I hope you can see, well-intentioned and came from ignorance on my part. You have no need to apologize.
Then I'll accept that with as much grace as I can muster. Farewell then, Nogata-kun.
Yes, farewell, Nakatomi-san. I will make preparations to create the solution. Alright.
She'll leave.
She leaves. Rio's just gonna kinda... He stood up. He's gonna kinda slump down in the chair he just got up from. And be... Sorry. And be in very mixed feelings. Then after a minute, he'll get up and he'll leave the room.
Alright. So, we can do picnic time.
Yeah.
Yay.
Alright, so Kaharu, get cooking.
Alright. Give me a second.
How you doing, Matt?
Honestly, not good.
Sorry for laughing at your misery, but hey.
Don't worry, I'll keep it light on the Reiko scenes. No shouty, Ray. You're
Fuck, I wouldn't mind if I could just drop, you know?
Oh, okay.
And just pass out.
Okay, if you need to.
I mean, as I said, my headache, my shoulder is fucked for from a week or something, and I don't have any medicine to, stem the pain.
Just FYI, since Dave's not going to be here next week, some people are just going to have to hope that they don't miss a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be up to you guys to inform each other and to do stuff that the other people won't regret. That's a
Got it. By the way, I also known that my health is. I don't want to drag the game down because of that. Just to say that, if ever really becomes a problem, please do tell me.
I mean, the most I can do is use your character's abilities, but you can understand why they won't be able to say anything.
No, absolutely.
So
I'm cool with however you want to play that. I'm just saying, if that ever becomes an issue, please do tell me, because I don't want to basically harm the game just because my health is my health.
yeah, the only thing the only thing I'm worried about is people missing out, not because you can't make it, it's because your characters can influence things a lot.
Yeah.
So, in terms of big story stuff, like, I understand there are people that want to do stuff, and I've been trying to keep it to when everybody's together, but I guess it's up to you guys whether we should do story stuff.
Officially, then I'll say this. If you ever need to use Raph as just basically the instrument in the I am okay with that if I'm not around. So, very officially, you have my blessing to basically expert roleplay Raph if you ever need.
Thank you, Ralph.
So
I'll keep
if I forget my name. We're doing the Katsumi thing.
I mean, if there's going to be some things where you want to be around, like if you were doing I don't know, Masoka's in craft would really say much, but I'll keep that context in mind.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with that being stated, if there's a really important thread line about something with Raph involved, it would be polite if you waited a week for me to come back, but in general, I just basically, because as I said again, I'm okay with that. I know it's an issue.
In my current state, your expert role-playing of Reiko, if needed, would be still better, because I literally don't have head for any stuff.
Well, I mean, based on what people have told me in PM, it sounds like you guys want to do stuff, but we're not all together at the same time. So
it's not
it's
that.
up to you
I just
guys.
feel not well today. I would just, if I can, I just want to lie down and sleep, to be honest, or rest.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I can't speak for Matt, and Matt's not speaking for me, but I will say this: that I think, obviously, I'm actually, except for if I didn't have the stupid doctor's test next week, I'd actually be back in. I seem to be back in rotation finally. So, I think, except for my normal, 10-20% chance of killing a game, of dropping, I think I'm back in rotation. So, for me at least, if we want to start moving with major points, that's perfectly good, and I will be here for most of them.
If we did that today, though, then Matt wouldn't be around for any Katsumi stuff. So.
Yeah, so we'll just put it off for 2 weeks, then hopefully everybody will be up and running.
I thought it was a picnic, not Katsumi stuff.
If it happens to come up, though.
Right.
Well, it's only a picnic because we're not doing it right now because of these reasons.
Yeah, the picnic's only for the digging the thing up.
I literally have wanted to do the Katsumi thing for 2 months.
Remember, you can activate it at any time. It doesn't have to be after school. You can do it.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, it's not so much playing it off for 2 weeks. It's playing it off for another 2 weeks. That's my problem. I have been having this, hey guys, we should do the cards thing for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
I don't blame you guys for not being able to make it to games or having problems come up, but it's getting a bit fucking ridiculous that I just want to get shit done. I don't have anyone to blame, but I just want to do stuff in the game.
Well, I suppose in that particular case, we can always go and do the Shizuka one next week.
I mean,
Or apparently not.
it's not. I mean, it's
Hey,
not.
if I could do Suzuka one, I'm pretty sure it was started.
Yeah,
Just
that-
has informed me that I need to get a couple done before that, probably. Hey, so clarifications on this. I mean,
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah. It's not like everybody's at the same level in terms of accessibility. Like, that's why when you're having the talk, Katsumi seemed like the most accessible because he didn't know anything about the cards.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunately going to be run into the problem then with stuff like this.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's up to you guys whether you want to, like, have your character not see the important stuff or hold it off, because those are the only two options.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about time scale, like, you could start it today. The picnic's not going to take 3 hours.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's why it's literally like
cartoons are from what I have inquired on Jess, they are at least they'd be a couple sessions. So like it would not be you miss everything if you just don't show up for 4 hours.
Okay.
Which is why it's
like I suppose if Richard is making the recording still, like you can still ask for the recording if like a recount of what happened wouldn't be enough as well. Like it sucks that your character won't be able to say anything, but I feel like we're at the stage where people are always going to have like if it's not Dave, if it's not Matt, then it'll be somebody else that might have to miss stuff. So
I like to think I kind of didn't miss too many sessions, to be honest.
No, it was mine 4 in a row, and then with I have to make next week as the main killer. So it's on me. It's just unfortunate that the one day that I'm here is the one day that you're fucked. That's the problem of the moment.
Oh, it's not the one day.
Yeah, I suppose if this is going to be a multi-session thing, we could start it off today. Then, I mean, that would give at least with each session, everybody would get into it. We just all wouldn't be part of everything.
Yeah, it's going to last at least 3 sessions. It's going to be on and off. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm just going to go into a domain and we'll have a time limit. It's like, no, it's like it's something that you need to put like multiple days into. So it's meant to be like a character arc rather than just a dungeon run, if you know what I mean.
Got it.
So we're going to steal her heart. Got it.
Yep.
So you know that we're out there.
Yeah. So Alright, so if I hate to put this on you, Matt, but I guess the question is, do you want to hang in there, or do you really need to bail? Because me, if everybody understands that if you're not doing good, it's time to bail.
I mean, look, just said herself, it was going to be a light Reiko session, and with my current state, it's even hard for me to listen, so...
Alright, man.
I mean, I'm listening, but I'm just good by my dozing off and stuff, so I wouldn't really contribute too much.
Right, so do you mind missing the first little bit of the Katsumi dungeon?
It's absolutely no problem at all.
Okay.
Alright. Well, it'll be up to you guys to inform Matt then for next time.
Okay. As you said, basically, we have the recordings, and plus, hopefully, the other players to help fill in facts.
Yeah.